D-Day NFL Draft 2024. All NFL fans from the United States and all over the world are looking forward to blockbuster trades from teams. NFL Draft 2024 officially takes place in an electrifying atmosphere, where the hopes and dreams of players and fans collide in a whirlwind of anticipation and excitement. Amidst the bright lights and roaring crowds, each NFL team faces a critical task: identifying and selecting the talent that will propel them to glory in the seasons to come. But before the first name is called and the first pick is made, there's one burning question that looms large over every war room and draft board. What is each team's biggest need? Welcome to our channel. Let's join us on a journey to explore this
behind me, and it doesn't get more iconic than M&M's Mom Spaghetti.
Interesting question. Kansas City Chiefs. Begin with the Super Bowl winner this year, last year, and also the first candidate for next year's Super Bowl championship, the Kansas City Chiefs. While the reigning Super Bowl champions, the Chiefs boast an impressive roster. They face a crucial need for fresh talent in their secondary. Recent trades have seen L'Jarius Sneed depart for the Tennessee Titans and safety Mike Edwards join the Buffalo Bills, leaving voids in key defensive positions. Despite holding the 32nd pick in the draft, the Chiefs may opt not to select a cornerback or safety. However, with astute general manager Brett Veach at the helm, they have a track record of uncovering hidden gems. Names like Mike Sarin-Ristel, Ennis Rakestraw Jr., or TJ Tampa could potentially fill the Chiefs' defensive back requirements in the upcoming 2024 NFL Draft. San Francisco 49ers, and if anyone questions which team has the most possibility of being the Super Bowl champion except the Kansas City Chiefs, surely it's not difficult to answer, because San Francisco 49ers is the only answer. Earlier this year, the San Francisco 49ers bitterly lost to the Kansas City Chiefs in a thrilling overtime Super Bowl match with a score of 25-22, and the new season is the chance for this team to revenge. Firstly, the 49ers need to add high-quality members. Specifically, San Francisco must reinforce its offensive line after parting ways with Mike McGlinchey, with Trent Williams and Aaron Banks as the primary anchors. Additional investments are needed before Williams retires. Cornerback and defensive tackle positions also require attention for long-term stability and competitiveness. The 49 ERs are going to need to draft a younger defensive line prospect to join Nick Bosa and Javon Hargrave. Braden Fisk, Chris Jenkins Jr., or Brandon Dorlus would work very nicely under defensive coordinator Nick Sorensen's system when the 2024 regular season kicks off. Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys' top priority in the 2024 draft is fortifying their offensive line to safeguard Dak Prescott and unleash his passing prowess to targets like CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks. Prospects like Jordan Morgan from Arizona, Kinsley Swamataya from BYU, Tyler Guyton from Oklahoma, or Graham Barton from Duke could be on their radar. A robust offensive line not only protects the quarterback, but also lays the groundwork for offensive success. By potentially selecting an offensive lineman early in the draft, the Cowboys can address other needs like adding another wide receiver and finding a successor for Tony Pollard at running back in later rounds. Arizona Cardinals. Truly, the Arizona Cardinals isn't a team having good performances last season as finishing with a woeful 4-13 record. In a worse situation, James Conner, the Cardinals' best offensive playmaker outside of Murray, who had a 1,000-yard season on the ground. Marquise Hollywood Brown, who caught 51 receptions for 574 yards in 2023, left the desert and joined forces with the Kansas City Chiefs. So the team needs to own potential factors in this draft. The Cardinals will enter the 2024 NFL Draft with 11 draft picks, including 2 first-round picks at number 4 and 27. Pro Football Focus Dalton Wasserman has the Cardinals' biggest needs headed into this year's draft as wide receiver, linebacker, and cornerback. The Cardinals will be looking to add wide receivers following Rondale Moore being traded to the Atlanta Falcons and losing number 1 option Marquise Brown in free agency to the Kansas City Chiefs. With the 4th overall pick, Arizona has multiple options to pick from the receiver position in the 2024 NFL Draft. Miami Dolphins. During the tumultuous 2024 offseason, the Dolphins made significant moves by parting ways with key defensive assets, namely Xavier Howard, Eli Apple, and Justin Bethel. The departure of Howard in particular casts a shadow over their defensive prospects for the upcoming regular season. With the 21st pick in the draft, and 5 additional selections at their disposal, the Dolphins face a critical decision in drafting his successor. Prospects such as Nate Wiggins, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Mike Sainristal, or Ennis Rakestraw Jr. could step into the void left by Howard and contribute to the team's defensive scheme. The impact of a successful cornerback selection cannot be overstated. With a solid replacement for Howard, the Dolphins have the potential to assert their dominance in the AFC East and emerge as contenders in the 2024 season. However, the stakes are high and the margin for error is slim. It will be imperative for the Dolphins to make astute decisions in the draft to bolster their defense and position themselves for success in the competitive landscape of the NFL. New York Giants. In the 2024 season, the Giants will need to take care of a number of issues. Among the things the Giants must improve if they are to have a good 2024 season is the offensive line. According to Pro Football Focus, the Giants' offensive line ranked 30th, slightly ahead of the Tennessee Titans and New York Jets. The G-men need a strong unit to protect Daniel Jones or whoever else plays under center. The Giants might choose Joe Alt, but there's a very high potential the Titans could trade up and acquire him. Should the Titans choose not to, Alt would be an excellent choice to safeguard Jones and any other quarterback in the future. Depending on how the 2024 draft goes, the Giants may also select offensive line prospects in Taliesin, Fuaga, Troy, Fautanu, Olumuyiwa, Fashanu, or Jackson Powers-Johnson. New England Patriots. What more needs to be said? The Patriots need a franchise quarterback, and they need one really bad. If Jaden Daniels is indeed selected second overall by the Commanders, as anticipated, the Patriots will have to choose between Drake May and J.J. McCarthy. However, if they're not entirely sold on either prospect, they could opt to trade down to accumulate more picks to address other gaps in the roster. This strategy could potentially yield a quarterback later in the first round or on day 2 of the draft. Furthermore, the presence of Jacoby Brissett, a seasoned quarterback in the locker room at Patriot Place, could prove invaluable. Brissett's experience could provide a safety net if the Patriots decide their drafted quarterback isn't quite ready to start immediately. In this scenario, Brissett would play a vital role for the 2024 Patriots, bridging any gaps and providing valuable support as the team navigates the quarterback transition. Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers had the NFL's youngest roster in 2023. The Packers reached the NFC divisional playoffs, and by adding safety Xavier McKinney and running back Josh Jacobs in free agency, Green Bay's net gains in free agency outweighed its losses. So when the 2024 NFL Draft arrives Thursday, the Packers have fewer needs than most teams. Green Bay is also armed with an NFL high 11 draft picks, including 5 of the first 9 1 selections. The Packers need a new shutdown defensive back to restore order against opposing offenses. The Packers could potentially draft Cooper DeJean from Iowa, Terrion Rogers from Alabama, or Kool-Aid McKinstry from Alabama. Either way, Packer fans should be very satisfied with whoever the Packers end up drafting in 2024, as the team looks to improve even more with Jordan Love entering his second season as a starter. New York Jets. Just like their NFC East counterparts, the New York Giants, the Jets are in desperate need of bolstering their offensive line to provide crucial protection for their quarterbacks, including the aging Aaron Rodgers. Despite adding Tyron Smith in free agency, his age of 33 raises concerns about his long-term durability and effectiveness. The Jets might consider making a bold move to secure Joe Alt, a highly sought-after offensive line prospect. However, the presence of teams like the Giants or Titans could complicate their plans, potentially leaving them to pivot to alternatives like Taliesin, Fuaga, or Troy Fautanu with the 10th pick in the draft. Nevertheless, regardless of the specific prospect they target, any new addition to the offensive line will undoubtedly contribute to the Jets' progress and provide much-needed support for their quarterback and the entire offense. In a league where success often hinges on the effectiveness of the offensive line, prioritizing this area of the roster is essential for the Jets as they strive to move forward and compete at the highest level. Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia has a viable option at every position, but the secondary needs to perform up to its billing. Cornerbacks Darius Slay and James Bradbury have been impactful players for most of their careers, but last season was disappointing. Safeties Reed Blankenship and Sidney Brown are relatively inexperienced, but each has the ability to lock down their respective roles. The return of C.J. Gardner-Johnson could prove to be a major coup. The Eagles are going to have to find a new cornerback or safety in the 2024 NFL Draft who can be a game changer in the secondary. The Eagles could select someone like Tyler Nubin, Javon Bullard, or Nate Wiggins to bolster the secondary for a stronger 2024 season and reclaim the NFC East from the Dallas Cowboys. But in the high-stakes world of the NFL Draft, there are no guarantees. For every success story, there are cautionary tales of draft busts and missed opportunities. As the clock ticks down and the pressure mounts, teams must trust their scouting reports, rely on their instincts, and make the decisions that will define their legacies. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel right now to update the latest information on the NFL.